Hey guys, what is going on? Today I'm going to make a very short video about training and racing nutrition. How much should you eat per hour and how often should you eat? This is a question that is absolutely fundamental, but that has a variety of different answers specific for each individual, because it is very simple. Each and every single one of us trains differently. We have a different amount of muscle mass on our body, fat mass, bones, so there is no one answer for anybody. I would like to ask you, how many times have you heard people say you should eat 60 grams of carbs per hour, you should eat 50 grams, you should eat 70 grams? Some people say that the digestive system has a limit to how much you can absorb. Well, A, that limit can be trained. This is the first thing. And B, that limit can be influenced by the different type of carbohydrate that we're eating. So I would like to share with you the very simple formula that I use, that my coach gave me, and that works a charm. This is the basis for training. So the very simple formula is 1 gram of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight per hour of exertion. In my case, 72 kilogram athlete, 72 grams of carbs per hour. That is so simple. And that works because it is a formula that can be custom tailored to each and every single one of us. This formula is valid for training at race intensity. This is the amount of carbohydrate that I would use when I'm training for race intensity. I would aim to consume at least that amount of carbs per hour. This can be different if we're doing just chill sessions, or if you're riding with our friends. We can of course eat maybe a bit less, but always eat as much as we feel like. What carbs to use? Well, personally, I use 1 bottle of panela sugar mixed with water, and I thicken it up so that it becomes kind of like a gel. If you see other professional triathletes like Lionel, he uses maple syrup as his energy drink. And the thing is, carbs are carbs. Yes, some people might argue that some carbs can be absorbed better, some carbs can be absorbed in a different way. But if you just look at the facts, at Lionel, at so many ultra cyclists who smash in sugar water, just sugar water, not gels. Imagine an ultra cyclist, if he had to eat gels, he would be spending upwards of 1,000 euros for his race. That is just mental. So let's take a leaf out of the book of Lionel Sanders, maple syrup, panela sugar, really simple and cheap carbohydrates that we can have access to. Carbohydrates that are a mix of glucose, fructose. Morton gels are glucose, fructose. Table sugar is 50% glucose, 50% fructose. Maybe Mortons have a different type of delivery system with their patent technology. But I mean, for average age groupers, is that really going to make a difference? I don't know, maybe. But anyway, for training, that is what I use. Panela sugar, water, mixed in that ratio with that formula. The other question that I get a lot is, how often should I eat? And this question also varies depending on each and every single training session. So an easy training session can require us to eat maybe once every 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. It depends on the intensity. But if we are talking about race-specific effort and taking in the maximum amount of carbohydrate to have the best performance that we can, that would be once every 20 minutes, I have found. This, of course, is not 20 minutes on the clock. It can be a bit more, it can be a bit less, depending on how we feel. But the thing is, I personally have a timer on my Brighton that goes off every 20 minutes that reminds me to eat and drink. I take a sip of sugar water and I drink some water with salts. So if we are talking for a race-specific effort, that is what I would do. The other thing that comes into play is with really long efforts. I'm talking about 6 to 7 hours plus. So even just bike rides that are 6 to 7 hours plus. And here I would like to share a personal story about my progression, and that is that I saw a video of Triathlon Taran going out with Patrick Delorenzi. And Patrick Delorenzi told Triathlon Taran, why are you eating? You shouldn't be eating before you're 70 minutes into this ride, because you're using your glycogen stores up until 70 minutes. And I thought that to be the reality. I thought, oh, that's true, I shouldn't eat before 70 minutes, otherwise I'm not using my glycogen and I'm not training efficiently. Well, turns out that is actually a really stupid thing to do, because what happens is you will exhaust your glycogen stores, meaning that you will be able to go up until a certain point, let's say 3 hours, 4 hours. This is what used to happen to me. 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours at the max, and then you will be toast. You will have no more energy left to do anything. And here comes into play having breakfast before going on a really long ride, 4, 5, 6 hours. When I started having breakfast before going out on a long ride, and I started eating immediately 20 to 30 minutes after starting, I would have energy for so much more time, so much longer. I started unlocking 6-hour rides, 7-hour rides, 8-hour rides, 9-hour rides, 10-hour rides with 4,000 meters of elevation, all because I wasn't exhausting all my glycogen in the beginning, but I was preserving it by giving my body other carbohydrates, and I could go for so much longer. And this is also true in the case of a race effort for 70.3 or full distance. So if I were going for a full distance, what I would do would be eat breakfast. I would eat breakfast before. White rice, rice milk and sugar. Then I would have one gel before the swim. So why wouldn't I do that in training? This is what I found to be a reality. So having breakfast before going out on a long ride and not waiting to eat really helped me unlock beautiful rides and having so much more fun outside riding. So those are some little suggestions and tips that from my personal experience I've come to discover to be of use to go for longer with high intensity and having more fun. One thing that I would like to emphasize again would be that each and every single one of us is different, and every single one of us has different needs regarding nutrition and training. So all of this must be experimented with in our own personal journey and during our own personal training sessions, figuring out what works for us because it might not work for other people. I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, it would be great if you left a like. It really helps with the discovery of this video from other people so that we can continue growing this community of like-minded, health-focused, recreational athletes that is thriving and has a safe space in the Discord chat that you can join at the link in the description. Here you can chat with other like-minded people about training, nutrition, Ironman, health, self-development, and it's a really, really great space to have your questions answered, not only by me, but by so many other people who have done way greater things than me. That's all I've got for today. I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.